Alright, today being Trigger Pull Thursday, and it's brought to us by Captain Morgan's Original Spiced Rum right over there. Also, America's cinnamon flavored candy, Hot Tamales, Fierce Cinnamon. What a great combination right there. And a couple of pieces of new gear for Trigger Pull Thursday. This is a Daisy 4x15, model number 808, sent to me by a friend. He knows I mess around with air rifles, so this is kind of a joke. I remember having one of these years and years ago, and if I recall, it broke within about 5 shots. I had, I think, a power pump Daisy. Anyway, this is the 4x15 Daisy, and oh, look here, P65 warning on it. That's ridiculous again. So there is one new piece of gear that'll probably stay in mint condition in its original wrapping. Second piece of gear is, this is a new trigger pull gauge, but it's called a digital force gauge. It's actually a push and pull gauge. It looks like a regular trigger gauge. It's the S500N, battery operated. All right, let's take a look at the rifle we're going to use today. All right, this is the Stevens Stevens 22 bolt action rifle. This rifle is actually made in Canada, and right now I have on a Crosman 3 to 9 by 32, and the important part about this is that it has the adjustable objective, and my range is about 25 yards. For short distances, an adjustable objective is absolutely a necessity. So let's see if we can get this thing working. I do have one. Well, this thing is magazine fed. It's got a 10-round magazine. And I do have a dummy round already in there. Looks just like this. It's got a big hole in the end, so it's absolutely inert. And I do have one in the chamber already. Of course, it just popped out. I'm gonna have to redo that. That is the dummy round. Let's see if I can get this thing loaded. Alright, we are loaded with a dummy round. And we are going to do a trigger pull on the Stevens made in Canada 22 bolt action rifle that I think I purchased for $150 in 2008. First, I'm going to use the Wheeler manual trigger pull gauge. See what we get out of it. Now it's marked right here, safety on, white, safety off. Red means danger, so the safety is off. I'm going to do a trigger pull on this Stevens 22 bolt action rifle. Okay, first pull is at, looks like 2¼ pounds on the Wheeler. Now I'm going to try it on the new gauge. This is the digital force gauge. It's digital, battery powered. See if I can get it to work. Goes kilograms. There's pounds, and I think in order for it to read it, it has to be on peak power. So let's try this one out. First we're going to try it on pull. So that registers at 2.2 pounds. I'll zero this thing out again, and this time I'm going to use it as a push gauge. So as you can see, I am pushing on the trigger, and I get 2.2 pounds, which is a really fantastic trigger. This is the rifle I use for nighttime hunting quite a bit. Does have a flashlight on one end. Okay, so we get a reading of approximately 2.2 pounds for this Stevens 22 bolt action rifle. I'm going to set this aside. I can't tell you how many rounds I have put through that barrel, but I think I can show you. Here is one. This is a 1 quart plastic tub that I've been collecting and just keeping my range clean for the past few years. Like I said, had it since 2008. Here's another tub of 22 empties. And here's one last tub of 22 empties. So that is about, I'd say 80 to 90% of the brass that I've fired through this rifle. And I mainly use in my backyard range because it's, let's see, it's a 20 grain bullet, and it's fired by primer only. There's no powder in these things. This is a 22 Colibri by Aguila. I also use the Super Colibri. Seems to be a little bit faster, somewhere around 500 feet per second. This is a little bit faster than that. And here is the Super Colibri. They just went to the new box. Aguila. Still 20 grains. No powder, only primer. So I've been using the Aguila quite a bit in my backyard range. So that is Trigger Pull Thursday and Trigger Push Thursday, and I do believe it deserves a little cowbell. Knuckle bomb.